What's going on, Pokemon Masters? PokemonTripHD, we're back today with an MPL little review kind of thing. This is the Major Pokemon League. This is the Season 1 in review for the Dallas Staravias. So MPL, Major Pokemon League Season 1 has come to a close last week, actually, with the end of the Pokeball. And we actually, if you did not know, we did take place in the Pokeball, which is basically this league's finals. In the playoffs. So we did take place and we did actually lose, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's fine since only 2 teams even make the Pokeball, and that was really fine. But that was big spoilers right there in case you didn't know. But this video is just going to be me discussing my thoughts about the Dallas Staravias as a whole in the Season 1 of the Major Pokemon League. So I'm just going to wing this right now. I have nothing really planned. I am on the hub. You guys will not see the hub though. I'll leave the hub link in the description down below, of course. But I'm on the hub, and also there's going to be a podcast over on the Major Pokemon League channel. I recommend you go ahead and check that out. I'll leave the link down in the description if it's already out. If not, then I'll probably post a video when it is out, and I'll link you guys in that video. So I was in that, and I was joined with a few other really cool people, and I believe it was Cypher, Chris from Turtle Nation, Blake, Moxie, and Fernape was there. Jack was there a little bit. Did I say Cypher? I think I did. Did I? I don't know. Well, Cypher was there too, and it was a lot of fun. And like I said, I'll link that when it does come out. So basically, in that we just talked about everything that I'm going to talk about today, and a lot more about every other team, really. So the Dallas Staravias in MPL Season 1, we ended on a 13-3 record. Some of that was due to luck. Some of that was due to bad luck also. Well, good luck, bad luck. Good luck, of course, we got a para that basically won us the match. Bad luck, we got a crit that basically lost us the match. So it was really could have went both ways. We had a few bad plays that lost us a match, and a few good plays that won us a match, or our opponent misplayed a few matches. So it's just a lot of luck everywhere in this season for the Dallas Staravias, and it was a ton of fun for me to be the head coach of the Dallas Staravias for this season on MPL. Huge thanks to Ash. He's now known as Mr. Tonberry for, first of all, inviting me to the league, and second of all, keeping me in the league. So thank you so much for that, Ash. And he's a great guy. He knows who. Well, he doesn't know who he is. He's Mr. Tonberry. He's awesome. Well, I think he knows who he is. But you know what I mean? He's a great guy. I love him. I love him so much. And he founded the MPL. Him and I believe 2 more people or 3 more people basically founded the MPL. And huge thanks to those guys, of course. And it was just amazing that I got to be part of the MPL. And before the MPL, I really didn't even consider myself a somewhat decent battler. But after the Season 1, I consider myself a somewhat decent battler now, because I did the best that I really could, and I'm really proud of myself for performing somewhat well. I'm really happy with that. It was my first time ever in a league-based format, so I had a lot to learn, really. A lot to learn. Had to learn really quickly, because there's some other people in here who had seasons experience before this in different leagues. So they obviously had the upper hand on pretty much everybody else, and the people who were in other leagues obviously did a lot better than the people who were never in a league before. So there's that. I'm not making an excuse. There's no excuse to make, but I'm just saying. Also, it's really early right now for me, so my voice may sound a little bit different. I'm sorry if it does, but it may sound a little bit different. Hopefully it doesn't. Also, it's just gonna be my face in this. I did just shave yesterday, so I kind of have like, well, I didn't shave. I trimmed yesterday, so I kind of have like no hair on me right now. But yeah. So where was I? So we finished 13-3. That got us 3rd overall in the tables. We finished 3rd on a 13-3 record. Second was also on a 13-3 record. First was on a 14-3 record. We came 3rd based on differential. We had a +33 differential, and second place had a +37 differential. So that's why we finished 3rd overall. 4th place was 11-5. So we're 2 wins above 4th place, which is kind of nice to see that we're definitely in 3rd. It's not like, oh, he just barely made 3rd. We're definitely in 3rd. So that's nice to see. And we finished, our division record was 4-2. We won 4 times and we lost 2 times, both of them to Baiser, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So I'm going to talk about, in this video, I'm going to talk about all of our Pokemon and their stats, really. Also in playoffs, by the way. On playoffs, we got the 2nd seed in playoffs, and that is because the top of Y, or not top of Y, the top of each division in Y and in X get the top 2 spots, the top 2 seeds. So top of blue gets 1st or 2nd seed, and top of Y gets 1st or 2nd seed, depending on, of course, the record. And same of top of the red and top of the green division, they get 1st and 2nd seed in the Y conference. So we did get 2nd seed because we finished top of the yellow division. And we had, I'm just going to say the seeds right now. In the X conference, 1st seed was the Leeds Rhyhorns, 2nd seed was us, 3rd seed was the Columbus Blue Stripes, and 4th seed were the Washington Shedskins. and wild cards doesn't really matter right now. But that's X conference seeding. It was pretty nice. I was happy with our seed. We got second seed. We faced IPA in the first round of playoffs, and we got a 6-0 victory, which was nice. It was a little bit stally, but we got a 6-0 victory. And in the second round of playoffs, in the semifinals, we actually got another 6-0 victory up against the Washington Redskins, the 4th seed. So that was also pretty nice. So we got back-to-back 6-0s, and then the Pokeball, of course, we lost 4-0 to the Phoenix Sunflowers. So, oh well, you know, well, it happens. That was also a little bit solid. All of the playoffs, all our matches were a little bit solid, but not solid, but like bulky. But that's fine, of course. It's fine. I think it's fine. It should be fine, but it was mostly my fault for doing that. But oh well. We got back-to-back 6-0s though, which is really just outstanding because during the regular season we only got one 6-0, and that was against the Leeds Rhyhorns. And we got one 6-0, and then in playoffs we got back-to-back 6-0s, and I'm pretty positive that that will never happen again for basically any team, I think, in any league, because I don't think any team has ever gone back-to-back 6-0s in playoffs, let alone because we faced some terrific opponents. We faced IPA and the Columbus Blue Stripes, and we faced Laxlime and the Washington Redskins, and they're both terrific coaches. They never got 6-0'd. IPA only lost 3 times in the whole league, and Laxlime only lost a few times. I believe 3 times. I think 3 times he lost in the whole league. He did take over a few weeks into the regular season, so he only lost a few times too, and he never lost 6-0. Neither of them ever lost 6-0, and we both got a 6-0 against them in the playoffs. So I think that was pretty cool. I think that will probably never happen again for like any league, to face really tough opponents and get back-to-back 6-0s. That's pretty cool. We did lose Pokeball though, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it was still pretty awesome that we got back-to-back 6-0s. I'm not trying to brag right now. I'm just saying I really like that. I thought it was really cool. Though it was stally, so I'm kind of not really proud of that. I didn't really, to be perfectly honest right now, this is my opinion on playoffs. Playoffs were fun because it's playoffs, but playoffs wasn't fun. What I mean by that is that it's playoffs. Yeah, playoffs are here. Yeah, but it wasn't really fun to do the playoffs. And what I mean by that is basically I went in with the I want to make Pokeball attitude, and that's not the right attitude. You want to go into playoffs with the let me have some fun attitude, because if you have that, you're gonna obviously have some fun. But if you go in with the I want to make Pokeball attitude, then you're just gonna bring a really bulky team, and it's not really gonna end up being all too much fun for you or your opponent. And that's kind of what happened for me. I just didn't really enjoy it, to be perfectly honest. Our 3 matches in playoffs wasn't really the best. Our overall record, if you include playoffs, is a 15-4 record. So I just thought I'd mention that. And I don't know. It's playoffs, yay, but it's just playoffs weren't really too exciting in the MPL Season 1. Hopefully, for the future, we can make it more exciting. That's the goal. And I think that's enough talking about playoffs. So let's talk about our team in the Dallas Staravias. So when I first when I first became coach, I wanted to draft so many awesome things, and then I looked at our placement on the draft, and we had the worst picks. Well, not the worst pick. We had either the worst or the second worst or the third worst picks in the entire draft. And the reason I say that is because we had the I believe we had the 15th pick in the mega round, and then we traded to get the 13th pick. So that kind of sucked. We also had the 16th pick in the first round, which sucks. And we had the 13th pick in the second round. And then we had the 11th pick in the fourth round. Or not the fourth round, in the third round. And then the 13th pick in the fourth round. And those are some terrible, terrible picks, if you ask me. That's 4 rounds straight. Actually, 5 rounds straight if you count the mega round, where we have nothing in front of 10. No pick in front of 10. And that's really, really bad. That is terrible. I don't think any team got that besides us. Maybe IPA did. I think IPA did. Yeah, IPA also joined us. IPA was probably, it was between us and IPA who had the worst picks. Definitely between us. But yeah, so, and we also, I think IPA had probably the best team one of the best teams. He did have a few big weaknesses, but one of the best teams having one of the worst picks too throughout the entire league. So that's just something I wanted to mention. So we had some terrible picks, and I really couldn't get anything that I honestly wanted. I mean, in the first round, we got Skarmory. In the mega round, we had Mega Aerodactyl, which I kind of wanted, but it was just meh. There's a bunch of other megas I would obviously much rather have. But yeah, we got Mega Aerodactyl, then Skarmory, then Snorlax, and then we picked up Gardevoir, then we picked up Entei, then we picked up Scrafty, and then who did we pick up? Did we get another pick that round? We did not. And then we picked up, I believe we picked up Flygon. Was it Flygon or was it? No, we picked up Thunderstorm, and then we picked up Flygon, and then we picked up, who did we pick up next? We picked up Sceptile, and then I wanted to pick up Empoleon so bad, but I picked up Sceptile, and then Empoleon got picked, and that was terrible. And then I picked up Klefki, so that sucked. The round before I picked Empoleon, it got picked, so Oh well, I probably would have done so well on the team, but oh well, it happens. And we actually didn't end up drafting a water type, which is kind of surprising. We didn't get one water type at all throughout the whole draft. We only drafted, how many Pokemon did we draft? We only drafted, we drafted 9, or I thought it was 10. It was here. Oh no, we drafted 9 plus a Mega, so we had 10 Pokemon at the end of the draft. You're supposed to have 11 because 10 plus, oh no, are you supposed to have? Yeah, you're supposed to have 11 Pokemon total, 10 plus your Mega, but we had 9 plus our Mega because I did make some trades, so that happened, and that was the draft. And then also we, what did we do? We dropped Klefki, and we dropped Sceptile, and then we dropped Klefki for Omastar, and then we traded Sceptile and Scrafty for Breloom, and then we traded Flygon for Manaphy. So those trades happened later on. Klefki for agency swap happened in week 4. Sceptile and Scrafty trade happened in week 6, and Flygon trade happened in week 14, which was the deadline. So that all happened, and I'm gonna go over the Pokemon and my thoughts about them. So maybe animation on screen, I have no idea, but so I'm gonna talk about the Pokemon just for anyone who may be doing League, just for me in the future if I ever want to come back to this and see how I felt about a certain Pokemon. Just to kind of help me and to help you guys who want to maybe draft one of these Pokemon, who are thinking about drafting in your own certain league. So I just want to talk about the Pokemon. So first up, Entei. Entei was kind of our big dog on the team. He was literally our big dog or cat. What is it? Legendary beast? He was a big beast on our team. We played 11 games with him. 9 games won, 20 kills, and 6 deaths on a plus 14 differential for Entei. So 11 games played, and he won 9 of them. And one of its deaths was suicide because it died to Flare Blitz recoil, but oh well. Entei finished 3rd on the MVP race, which is absolutely insane to finish 3rd. I did not think Entei was going to finish 3rd in the MVP race. Also, sorry if my mic is making weird noises. It's really tangled up, but so Entei finished 3rd on the MVP race behind Keldeo and behind Azumarill. So I'm really happy with that. Entei's UU after all, and Keldeo and Azumarill are both like top OU threats, and Entei is a top UU threat, of course, because Bandit Entei was so much fun to use. You honestly have no idea. I absolutely loved Bandit Entei, mainly for the fact that you get in there and you basically get a kill every time you get in there with a Bandit Entei with either Flare Blitz or Sacred Fire. Because the only thing that resists it is water types. You're probably not going to kill a water type because water types are really bulky usually. Or you're probably not going to kill... What else resists fire? I think rock resists fire. I think it's water and rock, right? Are those only 2 types that resist fire? I think they are. So those are really the only 2 types you can't kill, but rock types, you have Bulldoze for those. And if you're Banded Bulldoze, that's going to hurt a lot of things. Also, if it's a flying type, it's a flying rock type thing. You just hit it with a Stone Edge. I don't think there is really any flying rock types besides Aerodactyl, but... yeah, so I'm probably missing one, but oh well. So Entei was so much fun to use. I really enjoyed it throughout all its matches. It's a really good extreme speed user, especially if you're banded, because you basically do 40% to any Pokemon with banded extreme speed, unless of course if it's resisted or immune. But it basically does 40% to almost any Pokemon, except if they're like max HP, max defense, bold nature, of course. But if they're that, then you can just hit them with the Sacred Fire. And Entei was so much fun to use. I picked up Entei in the 4th round, I believe we picked up in the 4th round, and it was honestly a steal picking it up in the 4th round. I was thinking about drafting Arcanine instead of Entei, but I ended up going with Entei because Entei was more offensive, and I wanted offensive instead of bulky with Arcanine. So I went with Entei, and Entei was so much fun to use. Now, next up, Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl, who played 8 games with him. He won 7 games, 13 kills, and only 2 deaths, plus 11 differential. 13 kills and 2 deaths. That's really good. Only died twice, and we only lost one of those games where it did die. Where it did faint. Mega Aerodactyl was so much fun to use, mainly for the fact that it has such a good move pool. And if you know what Pokemon your opponent's bringing, you can put the exact move pool to be able to deal with his entire team. And that's honestly perfect. Mega Aerodactyl is so good. Base 150 speed. Your opponent needs to run a Scarfer in order to kill it, because base 150 speed, I believe, is the fastest speed in Pokemon, barring Deoxys, of course, but it's the fastest speed in Pokemon, along with Mega Alakazam and Mega Aerodactyl, both sharing that 150 base speed. The reason I drafted Mega Aerodactyl is because there really weren't too many Megas I wanted. I probably should have picked up Mega Altaria, but we got Mega Aerodactyl. Wasn't really too many Megas I wanted, being 13th pick in the Mega round, and all the good ones are really gone. I wanted Charizard X or Charizard Y. Also wanted Mega Lopunny, but those are all taken, of course. I was thinking, hey, we might be able to choose Mega Pinsir, but then I was like, hey, Mega Aerodactyl's here. Mega Aerodactyl beats Mega Pinsir one-on-one, so we're going to go ahead and pick up Mega Aerodactyl. So we picked up Mega Aerodactyl, and I had a ton of fun using it. I really do recommend it, honestly. If you have a really late Mega pick, or if you're just looking for a Mega really late on in your picks that you can just scoop up, Mega Aerodactyl is honestly a fantastic mega to pick. And the car just, I think that was a car. I don't know what that was. But Mega Aerodactyl is honestly a really great mega to pick up. No, that was not a car. All right, I don't know what that was. Mega Aerodactyl is a really great. Mega Aerodactyl is a really great mega to pick up. I really do recommend it. I had a ton of fun using it. Base 135 attack with Tough Claws boosted. It's honestly really good. And it's not the frailest at all either. It's base 80 HP and a base 85 defense and 95 special defense. So it's honestly not too bad. I really do like it. A ton of fun to use. And such a great move pool. So I do recommend it as a Pokemon. Now, third, we had Breloom. 9 games played, 6 games won, 12 kills, and 7 deaths. A +5 differential. Breloom was so much fun to use. We did trade for it in week 6, so we didn't get to use it for the first 6 weeks or so, but it was a ton of fun to use. Breloom's stab, grass fighting, is so important to basically any team. You need a grass type on your team, and you need a fighting type on your team. And the reason I say that is because if you don't have a grass type, Pokemon like Gastrodon, Pokemon like Swampert, Pokemon that are 4 times weak to grass, also Pokemon like a Azumarill can really run through your team. Of course, you can have an electric type to deal with Azumarill, but you can't just rely on like one Pokemon to deal with Azumarill, because like Azumarill is really good, Kelly is really good. Breloom having Bullet Seed basically deals with those perfectly well, because Bullet Seed takes out Azumarill, Bullet Seed takes out Keldeo. Breloom is honestly so good. I don't think I ever got to do that to either of them since we didn't play Azumarill or Keldeo, but I'm just using these as examples. And a fighting type stab, you need a fighting type on your team, because every good team needs a fighting type. You need a fighting type, whether it be a top OU threat fighting type or a low down RU threat fighting type. You need a fighting type on your team to be a threatening team, mainly for the threats like Snorlax, like Miltank. Just for those normal types, you need a fighting type on your team. Also for the dark types, because dark types can kind of just run crazy in this league if you don't have a fighting type with either Mach Punch or just some sort of just anything. Just you need a fighting type on your team to have a really good team. And Breloom was that guy for us. He was that offensive presence that we needed at all times. And Breloom did honestly really, really well. I didn't get to use the Toxic Heal set. I did plan on using it in the playoffs up against Jordy, but that obviously did not happen. So I don't know. I really enjoyed using Breloom. Breloom was a terrific Pokemon. Another stab, Mach Puncher. Well, not another stab, Mach Puncher, but another priority with stab, and it had Mach Punch. That was the priority with stab, and it was a lot of fun using Breloom. Honestly, I really did enjoy it. Breloom kind of just beats most teams, to be perfectly honest. Main things that wall Breloom are like other grass types, but of course, against Fury Cutter, I don't think that's not really competitive, but you could use Fury Cutter, I guess, for those other grass types. And also, you have Force Palm, which is Technician and Stab boosted. That's just insane. I don't know. Breloom's a lot of fun. I do recommend Breloom. 130 attack. Not the speediest Pokemon, not the bulkiest Pokemon at all, but 130 attack with only 70 speed, which is kind of disappointing, but 130 attack with priority stab is just really, really good. Also, Life Orb. It's really powerful. Really did enjoy Breloom. I would definitely recommend it again. Next up, Gardevoir. 7 games played. It had 6 wins, 6 kills, and 4 deaths, +2 differential. Gardevoir is perfect for your Cleric that you need on your team. Your Scarf or your Spexer. It can be whatever you need it to be. It's just so diverse, and I absolutely love Gardevoir. I'm going to try speeding through these a little bit quickly. I really did like Gardevoir. It could be a lot of things that you need it to be. It has so many good utility moves that are like Healing Wish, Heal Bell, Wish. Just a lot of moves. Those 3 moves in particular are really, really good to have on one Pokemon. Also, it's a Fairy type, which gives it immunity to Dragon, and that is really, really nice also. And it's also Psychic type, which Psychic types are always nice to have, because the only things that really beat Psychic types are Dark types. And for Dark types, you have the Fairy typing on Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is really useful to have. I did pick it up in the 3rd round, and I really liked it. I really did like it. I would definitely get it again if I had the opportunity to. Gardevoir was so much fun to use. I didn't really use it too much in the beginning of the season, but second half of the season, I definitely used it much, much more, and it was really fun to use. I really did enjoy it. Next up, we have Thundurus T, which was our electric type of the team. Volt Absorb is always, always nice. Also, Trace for Gardevoir is amazing. I didn't mention that, but Trace for Gardevoir is an amazing ability to have, because you basically have any ability. So Thundurus T, Volt Absorb gives it an electric immunity. We played 10 games with it. It won 9 games. It has 10 kills and 8 deaths, +2 differential. 6 of those kills were in the matchup against the Leeds, Rhyhorns, and Jordy. It did get a sweep. The Double Dance set, Nasty Plot, and Agility. The Double Dance set is so good. You have no idea. If you make it max special attack modest, it hits like an absolute truck. It is honestly so So good. You have no idea. I loved using it. I absolutely loved using Thunder's Tea. I drafted it. I was originally planning to get Jolteon, but Jolteon was, of course, picked before I had the chance to take Thunder's Tea. Well, before I picked Thunder's Tea, it was picked. I wanted to get Jolteon, but that didn't happen. So we got Thunder's Tea. Thunder's Tea did amazing for us. I'm really happy with Thunder's Tea. And I couldn't really ask all too much. I said really so much. I couldn't ask all too much of Thunder's Tea because it was BL, of course. 145 base special attacks, amazing. 101 speed's decent. Does get outsped by Scarf Chomp, which is kind of a problem because Scarf Chomp has 102 base speed, but it beats all those base 100 speeders, and it was a ton of fun to use on the team. It was absolutely a ton of fun to use. I really did enjoy it. I would recommend it for not an early pick if you're looking for an electric type, but kind of a middle pick, like somewhere around round 5, I would say, is a decent place to pick up Thunder's Tea. I would recommend probably Jolteon before, because Jolteon is much faster. Also has Volt Absorb. Raikou's obviously really, really good. There's other electric types that outclass it, is what I'm trying to say, but Thunder's Tea is a fantastic electric type. The Double Dance set, if you're looking for something to set up and sleep, Double Dance set is so deadly, especially if you have the correct 2 coverage moves to hit the rest of his team. It is so deadly, and I really do recommend Thunder's Tea. Now, Manaphy. Manaphy is really good. 2 games played, 2 games won, 3 kills, and only 1 death. Plus 2 differential. Manaphy was really, really good. It can be Tail Go, it can be Calm Mind, it can be Acid Armor. I believe it gets Heal Bell. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it does get Heal Bell. Rest, Rain Dance with Hydration. It is so good. I really wish I ran the Tail Go set. I never ran the Tail Go set, but I really, really wish I did end up running that. But unfortunately, I didn't. But Manaphy is a terrific Pokemon to use. I would definitely recommend it. And we did trade for Manaphy. We traded Flygon for Manaphy, and Manaphy was so much fun to use. Base 100 stats all around. It's a fantastic Pokemon. I don't know where it should be picked, honestly. In our draft, it was picked, I believe, round 7-ish. But it should definitely go way before round 7. I think people just kind of forgot about Manaphy. That's why it was picked so late. But I really do recommend Manaphy. It worked well with our team because we did have Omastar, which is Swift Swim with Rain Dance Manaphy. So that was pretty fun to use. Next up, we have Snorlax. 14 games played. This is the captain of the team, Snorlax. 14 games played, 12 games won, 8 kills, 8 deaths, 0 differential. Snorlax is just so much fun to use. It is so bulky. I love Snorlax. Snorlax is honestly one of my favorite Pokemon to use because it's so darn bulky, especially with thick fat. It is so much fun to use. You have no idea how much fun I had using. The Curse set is amazing. My AC just kicked in. It's Curse set's so much fun to use. The Stockpile set is there, of course. The Rest Sleep Talk is just amazing to have. Return Body Stand, whatever you want. It can be Belly Drum set also. It can be a Choice Banded Return set. It has so many ways to use it. It is so good. Snorlax is so good, and it's so darn bulky. Snorlax, what it does is it forces your opponent to bring a fighting type that's probably going to have to be banded, because if they don't, Snorlax is just going to sweep the entire team, because only thing I can say about Snorlax is a fighting type. If you don't have a fighting type, Snorlax will beat your team. Snorlax will beat your team if you do not have a fighting type, and that's why Snorlax is so amazing to use. If there is one Pokemon I pick again on this entire draft team that we had, I would pick Snorlax. Snorlax was so much fun to use, and I really did enjoy it. And is my nose like, I don't even know. My nose feels like wet. I don't know, but whatever. So, next up, Omastar. Omastar, we had 8 games played, 7 games won, 3 kills, 5 deaths. A -2 differential. Omastar was fun to use. I didn't really get to use it exactly how I wanted to. I wanted to use it as a Swift Swim kind of guy, but it didn't really happen all too much. That only happened one time. Also wanted to use it as a hazard stacker. That only happened one time up against Ipa. And I don't know. Omastar was a Focus Sash user. It could Shell Smash too. It's decent. It's not the best water type. We did drop Klefki for Omastar, but honestly, it wasn't the best water type there was. I probably should have picked up Sharpedo, but it happened already, so can't really do all too much about it. But I did want another special attacker, because we did have too many physical attackers at the moment. Our only special attackers were Gardevoir and Thunder's Tea by the time I picked up Omastar. So I really want another special attacker, so I went with Omastar. And Omastar wasn't too bad, I guess. I could have used it much, much better, of course. But I definitely recommend it as a really late on pick. It's not something I would pick in the first maybe 7-ish rounds. I would not pick it there. I would pick it definitely later. But it's decent. Decent, has really high defense and special attack. Other than that, it's not really the greatest, but again, decent Pokemon to have. Next up, Skarmory. Skarmory had 13 games played, 11 games won, 3 kills, 10 deaths, a -7 differential. This is the worst differential on our team. It did have 1 suicide. It killed itself to Brave Bird against the Charizard X up against Ash, aka Mr. Tonberry. So Skarmory was really good. It was a Defogger, it was a Stealth Rocker, it was a Spikester. That was another reason why Omastar didn't really get to do the hazard stacking job, because Skarmory can do that job. So Skarmory is a lot of fun to use. Skarmory is probably one of the best walls in the entire game, I would have to say. Being a steel flying type, it's immune to ground, it's immune to poison. There's two things right there it's immune to. It resists so many things, being a steel type, which is just fantastic. I resist so many things that flying types are weak to, like rock typing, which flying types are obviously weak to. Ice typing, which flying types are weak to, and that makes them both immune, or not immune, but neutral hits. So instead of being super effective, which is also really nice, but that does give it a really big weakness to fire types, which kind of stinks. And the Skarmory Snorlax core that we kind of had in the beginning of the season wasn't really the best, because a fighting type or a fire type kind of beats it. I say fire type, but Snorlax is a thick fat, of course. But a fighting type really does beat our core, if it's Banded or Specs, whatever the case may be. Fighting type really did beat that core. Skarmory is a good Pokemon. I would recommend it, but it all depends on the team around it. If you have a good team around it, Skarmory will do good. If you do not have a good team around it, Skarmory will not do good at all. That's just kind of how Skarmory is, and that's Skarmory for you. Really high, sky-high defense, which is fantastic. Our team had a total of 2 hazard kills. I believe both of them were Skarmory's kills. I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe they were both. I think they were both Skarmory's hazard kills. So that's that. Klefki, never really got to use Klefki. I don't really have much to say about Klefki. Sceptile, decent. I wouldn't really recommend all too much. 1 kill, 1 death. Scrafty, 1 kill, 2 deaths. Scrafty, I don't recommend Scrafty at all. Scrafty, I don't recommend Scrafty at all. Honestly, don't get Scrafty. It's not really too great. Flygon, 9 kills and 3 deaths. Flygon was so much fun to use. If you need a late Dragon type round pick, I do recommend Flygon, since it was a blast to use. It's an immunity to electric typing. It's an immunity to ground typing because of Levitate, unless, of course, Mold Breaker is always there. But it was so much fun to use Flygon. Scarf set is so amazing. Flygon did win us the match in week 1 up against the Golden State War Turtles. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, obviously, Entei could have won us that match too had we just not won the speed tie, but I'm really happy with how it all went down, and I'm really happy with our season, honestly. If there's one Pokemon I recommend, it would be Snorlax. Snorlax was so much fun to use. There's one Pokemon I'd pick again, it would probably be Snorlax, because Snorlax was so much fun to use. And that's basically the Dallas Staravias Season 1 in review. I talked a lot. This is probably going to be kind of long. I need to upload this today, so I'm probably going to end this right here. Let me know what you guys think about our Season 1. That'd be fantastic if you could let me know. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and all I have to say is I can't wait for what's to come in the future. I absolutely cannot wait for what's to come in the future. I'm just so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. So much in store, so much in store. So that is going to be, I hope you guys did enjoy the Season 1 in review for the Dallas Staravias. Next time is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Next time, I mean, you'll find out. You'll find out what I mean. So I'm going to end it here. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you enjoyed, leave a like button down below, because this would mean so much to me, and it would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Have yourselves a great day, and until next time, have a nice trip.